let's discuss about the parameter file. So you know anything about the parameter file? So for example, if you go to sessions, okay, if you go to properties, you will see parameter file name. This is the section where you will give the parameter file name. Okay. So any cases on the parameter file name by looking at the name of the file. So we are saying it as a parameter file name. So what it will be? So it is kind of a file, okay? It is kind of a file where you will refer to this particular file in order to get the values of your connections. For example, as of now, we are hard coding the connection here, right? This is our source and this is our target, right? So we are hard coding these connections. Hard coding means we are giving the connections directly here. Instead of giving the connections here, you will give the connections within the parameter file, and whatever the variables or parameters you are creating here, those things you will use it here. Okay. So what is the use of the parameter file? So at any point of time, for example, if you want to make any changes to the connections, now you are connected to, so whenever you are going to the project, what you will have different environments. Dev environment will be there, test environment will be there, production environment will be there. Okay. So as of now, what you have done, you have connected to the dev environment. Now, once you move to test environment, again you have to connect to test environment. So again, test user database will be different, right? So everything can't sit in the same database. So it should be sitting in the different database. So at that time, what you have to do, you have to combine, edit the mapping here or edit the session to update the connections, correct? So how can you do that? So without parameter file, basically what you have to do, you have to go to test environment. Again, you will be having different folder again in the different repository. So you go there and you have to open the mapping and you have to change these connections. But in the higher level environments, when I say like higher level environments, test environment or prod environment, there will not be any access to edit the mappings or sessions. So there is no way like you can update it. So that is the reason we will go ahead with the parameter file. So once you edit the parameter file, if you want to change any connections here, you can do that so that it will be connected to different database. Okay. Clear? Any doubts as of now? Ashok or Samantha? So where you will store these parameter files? So where we are storing the source files? Where we are storing the source files? What is the path?
The training
Server,
infra shared,
and then you have source files, right?
source files.
Then you have source files. Inside the source files, you are keeping it. Where you are keeping the target files?
Target files.
Target files, it is there. Again, where you are keeping the cache files, where it will be?
In cache.
It will be there in cache. In the same way, you can create one more parameter or one more folder here. Okay, one more folder here, param files, and you can keep the files over there. Okay. Okay. So here also you can see session logs and workflow logs, separate folders will be there. I'll talk about it later. Okay. Here if you see param is there. Okay. BW param. Okay. There is one more folder here that was created. So here you can keep your files. So there are sample files created, parameter files earlier. So these are the sample files that we have created earlier. So what we are doing here, we are going ahead with your folder name, and then we are giving the workflow. Okay, workflow colon, then you are giving workflow name, and you are giving session task colon, and then you are giving session task name. And here you are giving the file names. Okay. So what we do here as of now, we have this session. So for this session, let's try to create one param file. Okay. Let's try to create one param file. Let's see if we can give directly the session name here. Okay. If we can give the session name here. Okay. What is our session name? S underscore this one, right? So here, let's do, okay. Let's do this thing. For example, okay. So, oh my God, I have closed that one. Just open it. S underscore this one, okay. Dollar, okay. For database connection, you have to give DB connection, okay. For database connection, you have to give DB connection. If you go here, okay. If you go to this workflow, if you go to mapping, okay. If you click on it, it will ask you to give the connection. Okay. Either it can be connection variable. Okay. Connection variable, what it is coming here? $DB connection. Okay. $DB connection. This is what it will get from the param file. If you want to give it hard coded value, you can directly come here, directly use the object. But what we are trying to do now, we are trying to use a variable from the parameter file. So what you have to do, you can copy this. Okay. Copy this, okay. $DB connection underscore. For source, you can give source, okay. And for target, you can give target. Source connection will be different, or target connection will be different, right? So it is not mandatory that you need to have source and target in the same database. So what is your source database here? Here in this particular scenario, your source database is same, your target database is also same. So in some cases, it will be different. So if it is different, here you can give different values and you can go with two different connections. But if it is same, you can go with the single parameter. Okay. So let's try to do this thing. As of now, if you go to SQL developer, I have different database as well. Okay. I have different database. So what I'll try to do is, this is my source in target. Okay. For target, what I will do is I will connect to target deviate. Okay. I'll connect to target deviate. But here, okay, here what I will do, I'll just give the parameter. Okay. So what I will do for this target, I will connect to, okay, for this target, which one I will connect? REL underscore, okay. REL underscore, okay, OT underscore TGT deviate, TGT deviate. What is my source? What is your source? Where you have this April 24 table?
OT source, Oracle.
Yeah, Oracle. The connection name you have to give. Whatever you are choosing here, okay, whatever the connection names you are choosing here, you have to give those values here. So that what it will do, it will go and replace it here. I'll tell you how it is. Okay, Oracle OT. I think you guys are getting confused. I will tell you. Okay, OT underscore source underscore dev2. Okay, as of now, I'm giving it like this. Okay, I'm giving it like this. Save it. Okay, save it. Where I am saving it, let me go ahead. Then BW param. Okay, BW param. And then here, let me give session underscore this one. I'm saving it over there. Okay, I'm saving it over there. Our parameter file came. Okay, our parameter file came. So where we are trying to load the data, OT deviate, right? OT TGT underscore deviate. So let's see. Okay, where we are, what table we are trying to load here. If you see into the target parameters, right? So where is our parameters mapping? Parameters. Yeah, variables and parameters. You have it here. Okay. You have it here. What is our target table name? Target underscore parameter underscore variables. Do we have this table here?
No.
Target underscore. Because we did not create this table. Okay. We did not create this table. We don't have this. But where we have this one? In OT says dev2, it is there, right?
Yeah.
Dev2, it is there. So what should happen if I change the connection here? So if I change the target connection here, what will happen?
It won't give you.
It will fail, right? Because it will tell the table is not there, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's try to do this thing. This is source, right? So we have created a connection. We have created a variable $db connection. Okay, this is how you need to give. You need to start whenever you are giving the, or you are defining the parameters or connection parameters, you have to prefix it with $db connection. And after that, whatever the name you want to give, you can give it so that it will understand it is a database connection. Okay, clear? This is mandatory. So whenever you are giving the parameters, this is the mandatory thing. You should not create the parameters how you have created in the mapping. In the mapping, what we have done, we have given our own names, right? If you see here, our own names, we did not follow anything. Just we have given $, $2 is nothing but user defined variables. Okay, $2 is nothing but user defined variables. $1 is nothing but your predefined built-in variables will start with $1. And for these database connections, you can't directly give $source. You can't give like that. It should start with $db connection. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
So here I'm giving source because this is a source for me. And what I will do for target? I will give target. This is target, right? This is target I will give. Ideally, I want to load the data here. But what is there? I don't have the table here, right? I don't have the table here. What should happen ideally? It should fail.
It will fail.
It should fail. So let's see. And what we have to do, we have created a parameter file, but we did not give the parameter file name here. Okay, we did not give the parameter file name here. So let's give the parameter file name here. Okay, let's give parameter file name here. So I'm taking this. What I'm doing, I'll go here, I'll paste it. Okay, I'll paste it and I'll take this. I'll take this file name. Okay, I'll take this file name slash. Okay, control v.txt. Okay, clear? I've given the parameter file name, apply it, save it. Okay, and then close this, saved it. Okay, start the task. Let's see what will happen. Is it taking the parameter connections from there or not? Let's see. So it is failed. This failed. What it is saying? You go here. An error occurred expanding the connection parameter database connection name for database connection. Source is not well defined. It is not well defined while expanding the connection parameter database connection name. Okay, so let's do this. I think the name of the, let's give it in this way. Okay, what we are doing, we are giving the, we are following this, right? Session task. Okay, so let's try to give here also in the same way. So copy this. What is our folder?
Morning.
What is our folder here? If you go here, what is our folder? Training. No, training. Training is folder, right? Our folder is
Training.
Training. This is folder. What is our workflow? What is our workflow name? workflow underscore m underscore variables and parameters, right? This
Yeah.
is our workflow. What is our session task?
Variable parameter.
Variables and parameters. Okay, I'm saving it and closing it. Let me start it again. Okay, let me start it again. Yeah, it is failed again. So let's see. An error occurred again. It is saying like, let's see. Let me go to this. It is giving the same error. It is not having it. Okay, it is not able to open the parameter file itself. It is workflow log. Let me get the workflow log. Started the execution. Okay, Warner cannot find the section of workflow parameter file. Why it is not able to find the parameter file? Session task execution started, parameter file. We are going into the correct one only. Is open for session. Correct. Warner cannot find section for workflow. Workflow underscore variable underscore and folder training in parameter file. It is there now. The training software. It is there.
Maybe in the file directory we need to mention.
No, file directory is not required. Session task fetching properties for integration service. Okay. Beginning, finished, info repository, $p. All these parameters is fine. Error occurred expanding the connection parameter. OTC for database connection variable is not well defined. Okay. I think earlier also it is working. Now let me do this. I think it is because of these spaces. If I remember it correctly, it should be this one. Let me remove all these spaces. Okay. Saved it, closed it, and then let me restart it. Now it should fail. What did it say? Log on service handled. It is saying like fail to connect to OT and connection string is XE. Let me see whether we are not able to connect to this one. How can I say? Go to connections, relational, OT, TGT deviate, edit. Okay. Admin is updated. Okay. It is not able to, we are able to connect to this. No? Let me go to this one we have given, right? OTTGT deviate, right? So let me go here and click the properties. Let me check the connection if it is working or not. I think there is some issue with this. Test connection is successful. Let me just give the password here. Admin test success. Okay, it is working fine. I have saved it, right? Let me rerun it again. So instead of that, what I'll do is we'll go there. Let me do this one. I'll give it as same thing. Okay. Oracle underscore source dev tone. Okay. Both are in the same database. Now let's see if it will take and work properly. It should work because we are able to connect to it. So it is running fine. So our parameter file is working fine. Okay. Our parameter file is working fine. So let's do one thing. Instead of all of these things, let me try to do this. Earlier we are doing this, right? So Control Z, Control C, I am copy pasting it. Let me do this. Ideally it should work. Surprised it is not, but yeah, let me see why it is not working. It is working, right? So earlier thing is also working, but there is an issue with this equal to only. So you can directly give the session name and you can give whatever the parameters that you want to define. Okay. Okay, clear? So here,
Yeah.
what we are doing now, let me go to workflow. I think we have to give this target connection. We have to give something different. So which one we want to give? Relational. Okay, let me go ahead. There is my notepad. Okay, REL. So make sure that you are not giving any spaces before and after equal to whenever you are creating. Okay, because of that it is failing. OT TGT deviate REL underscore OT underscore TGT underscore deviate. Save it. Save it. It is saved. Closed it. Okay. Now let me start the task. It is failed again. Table or yeah, now it is connected. Now you got the issue. Table or view does not exist. So where it is trying to connect, if you go to the session log, so where is your target? This is writer. Writer is nothing but target. Insert into this one. And your connections first, it will replace your parameters. Okay. So what it will do is, this is your session log, right? So for your workflow log, go to workflow log, then you will come to know what are the parameters it is defining for source and target. Okay, what are the parameters it is defining for source and target. So come here. Sorry. So it is referring to this parameter file. It is opening this session. Okay, it is trying to read the variables from this session. Okay, your session parameters. So what it is doing here, it is trying to look for these parameters. These parameters are not there in the parameter file, so it won't assign anything. But if you are coming to where you have those connection values, started, finished, connected to info repository. Okay, you are not having this. Let me just check control F source. So it is not there. Let me check in because it will replace. Let me check in the session log. These are the variables that we have created. Okay, these are the variables that we have created. Reader source is your source dev2. Okay, reader source is your source dev2. It is connected to source dev2, right? If you go to the parameter file, what is your source? Your OT source dev2 is the parameter. This one is the source value. Okay, let's see what target it was connected. See here, writer target database, it is OT TGT deviate. So what you are giving here? OT TGT deviate. That's what it is connecting. So if you want to change any connections on the fly, you can do it from here. You need not to go to your workflow and edit the sessions. All of these things you need not to do it. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
Now let's do one thing. We have these parameters, right? These parameters and variables are there, right? Parameters and variables are there. Now let me go to parameter 5. Can I assign the values to those parameters or variables here? Can I? Because those parameters, right? So you can go ahead and assign it in the parameter file. These things also, if you want to change it, you can change it by using the parameter file on the fly. Okay. Initial value I'm giving 300. Okay. Initial value I'm giving 300. Now I'll take this max salary. For max salary here, what is the value I have? 400 I have, right? So what I will do is, let me give 200. Okay. Let me give 200. Now this min salary, okay, min salary, what we have 700. So what I'll give, we have 400, for example. So ID count, let's give, okay, let's give ID counter, okay, ID counter, let's give 10, okay, let's give 10. set variable, okay, set variable, let's give, okay, here we have 20, let me give 30 here, okay, clear? And I'm saving it, okay, I'm saving it, I'm saving it. What I will do is, I'll go to this, I'll reset all the values here. And let's see, if I reset it, let's see from where it will take, whether it will take from the mapping default values or from the parameter file, okay, or from the parameter file. Clear?
Yeah.
Now what we have to do, where we have connected here, what is our target database?
Parameters to the file there.
What is our target database here?
Database.
So we have given $db connection underscore TGT. What is to which database it is connected? From where I can see to which database this is connected?
Target.
Now, by looking at this, will you be able to tell to which database we have connected?
No.
No. So to know that, where to check like this parameters to which database it is connected and what is the value of this parameter? Where can I check? Where you are giving the value to this particular parameter?
Properties.
In param file. We call it as a param file. So where is the param file? How to check where is the param file available? You have to come to properties and then check here. Okay, if you see here, it is there in this folder. Now go to this folder and then check. Okay, this is the parameter file. Go and check here. Now this is connected to OT TGT deviate. This is the database it is connected. That's how you have to identify. Whenever you are working any project, every project will use mapping parameter files only. So if you are having any issue, you don't have directly the values here. What you have to do to come to mapping, you have to see to which parameter is connected, okay, which parameter is linked to this target or source, and then you have to remember this parameter name. Go to properties, check for the parameter file name, and this parameter file is there here. Now come here, go to that particular path, open the file and see to which database it is connected. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, now it is connected to TGT deviate. In TGT deviate, do we have this table? Do we have this table in TGT deviate? No. So what we have to do now? We have to go and create that table. Then only we will be able to load the data, right? Then only we will be able to load the data. So here, let me refresh it. Okay, let me refresh it. So you'll have, where is this? Yes, TGT, where, which one I have expanded? Source dev to have this. Source deviate. In tables, I should have target param variables. Okay, target param variables. This is the table for me. This is the table for me. Okay, so if you come here, I can take the script from here. I can take the insert create table script from here. So what I have to do, I have to come here and I have to create this table. Okay, create this table. And where I need to create, it should not be in this database name, right? In this user, it should be in OTTGT deviate. So I'm creating here. Okay, let me execute this. Let me execute this. So now the table is created. Now you can run your session.
Yeah.
Right? Now you can run your session. So what I have done, I have truncated the data every time. Okay, I'm truncating the data every time. Okay, here I've enabled the truncate table option. You can say here I have enabled truncate table. So every time it will truncate and load. Let me go ahead and start the workflow. You need to save it. Okay, saved it. Start the workflow. So it is starting the workflow. Okay, you have loaded the data. How many records came? 5 records came. Okay, 5 records came. Let's see what is the data we have there. So what it is happening here? Bonus is 300. Where we have defined bonus as 300?
Salary plus bonus.
Total
Salary
salary
plus-
plus bonus, right? Total salary is nothing but salary plus bonus. But here you have bonus, right? So bonus, what is
Yeah.
the default value that you are given for bonus here? You see the parameters. What is the value for bonus? 100.
100.
But what it is taking? 300 it is taking. That means from where it is taking?
On the file.
It is taking from the parameter file. That means what is the first priority it is giving? It is giving first priority to the parameter file. If it is not there, if it is not there in the parameter file, then what it will do? It will take it from mapping. Okay. So there will be order of prioritization will be there for any parameter. If any parameter is defined, first it will check if it is there in the session. If it is, it will check if it is there in the parameter file. If it is there in the parameter file, it will take it from there. Otherwise, it will go to the mapping and it will take it from there. Okay. Clear?
Yeah.
Now it is taking it from here. Min salary, max salary, 200, 400, everything is there, right? So your min salary is 400 only, and then it is changed to 300. Okay. Clear?
Yeah.
So your variable was set to 50. Okay. We are setting this to 50. Where we are setting this to 50? We are setting it in this expression. We are setting it in this expression to 50. See here, this variable is getting set to 50. Clear? Now you got an understanding of what is parameter file?
Yeah.
So what is parameter file?
You just attach values and directly create.
Yes. So on the fly, you can change the connections to your source and target. Okay.
Yeah.
On the fly, you can change the connections to your source and target, and you can define the values to different parameters. This is how you will use the parameter file. Okay.
Yeah.
So what we have learned today? So today we learned about the parameter file. So how to check where the parameter file? You have to go to session. Okay. You have to go to properties, and then you can give the parameter file name here. From here, you can refer to the parameter file. So what is a parameter file? If you want to give, okay, if you want to change the connections on the fly, source and target connections or any different parameter values, if you want to change, you can do it from the parameter file. So you need not to come and edit the sessions. For example, you are moving the mapping or workflows to higher level environments like test environment or UAT environment or production environment. Then what will happen if you are hard coding it? Your dev connections will be different. Your test connections will be different. So they won't allow you to edit the mappings or tasks in higher level environments. Further, we'll use parameter files so that those connections will be changed automatically on the fly in the file, and it will be reflected here wherever those parameters are getting used. Here we are using $$db connection underscore and $db connection underscore target. So parameter file is nothing but just simple text file. So you have to open a notepad and you have to give a session name for which you want to create source and target database connections. So how to give the database connections for source and target? Here, this is the predefined text that you need to follow if you want to give the source and target database connections. $db connection is the predefined text. And you can give any user defined name after this. If it is source, you can give src. If it is target, you can give target. Or if you want to give some other name also, you can give it. There is no restriction on this one. And then you have to give the connection name. How you will get this connection name? You have to go to workflow, look for connections here. There are relational connections are there. If you go here, you will be able to see what are the different connections are available, and take the name from here. Whatever the name is available here, just give that name here. For example, I want to connect to source, and I have given this source name, and I want to connect to target. So I have taken this name and I have given it here. One thing we need to remember is we should not have any spaces before and after equal to. If spaces are there, it will not work. Okay. And also for giving values to different parameters and variables that are created within the mapping, you can take the names from the mapping. For example, if you go to mapping, there is a mappings option is there. If you go to parameters and variables, you can see different parameters and variables. You can take these names and you can give it here and you can assign the default values here so that it will take from this particular parameter file. And whatever the name of the parameter file, just take the path of the parameter file and where you need to give it, you have to go to properties, open the session, you go to properties. Here you need to give the entire path. Now, if you give it, it will automatically take the values from that particular parameter file. This is about parameter file that we use within the workflow or a session. Okay, clear? Any doubts? Any doubts with the parameter file?
No.
Okay. Now there are two more predefined parameters are there that you will call it as dollar source and dollar target. If you see here, dollar source connection value, dollar target connection value. So dollar source connection value, it is whatever the value you mention here. Okay, whatever the value you mention here. Okay, again it will refer to some of the connections. For example, as it is source, I'm giving source. Okay, as it is source, I'm giving source. Okay, as it is source, I'm giving source. As it is target, okay, as it is target, I'm giving target. So for any ETL, you will have source and target, right? Correct. So that is the reason they have predefined source and target. So how you can refer to the value that is mentioned in this dollar source connection value by using dollar source. Okay, here if you give directly dollar source, okay, dollar source, it will connect to, it will refer to this dollar source connection value, and this dollar source connection value, it is referring to parameter that is coming from the parameter file. So whenever you are doing this, you can do like this. Okay, again it has to, we have to give this as target. These two are predefined variables that we have. Okay, dollar source, dollar target. Source is nothing but it will refer to this particular value. Whatever you mention here, it will refer to that. Target is nothing but whatever the value you are giving it here, it will refer to that. Okay, these are the two predefined parameters that they have given. Okay, here you can hard code the value as well. You need not to refer to the parameter file as well. Okay, clear? Everywhere you can hard code or you can refer to the parameter file. So let me go ahead and save it. Let's see what is happening here if I do this. Okay, if I do this, what is happening? It will go and successfully run. Okay, let me go to the session log and then see. Okay, if you come here, come down, parameters. Okay, this is target table. I think it is on top only. It is referring to the table. See here, reader is OT source dev2 and target database is OT TGT dev8. So let's do one thing now. Now every time we are doing in the same way, right? Let's try to, okay, let's try to change source as target, target as source. So what will happen if you do that? If you do that, go to connections. For source, I'll make it as TGT. For source, I'll make it as TGT. For target, I will make it as source. What will happen now? It will fail because in place of source, you are referring to the target database. In target database, you don't have that particular table. Okay, you don't have that particular table. So what it is saying, table or view does not exist. Which table or view does not exist? Employees April 24. It is there in source dev2, not in target, right? It is there in source dev2. So how you can check, go to session log and see here. Okay, see your source where it is connected. Let me see the reader. reader. Okay, here it is connected to OT TGT dev8 and your target is connected to OT sales dev2. How it is connecting to this one? It is based on the values that you are giving within the session. Within the session, you go to connections here. You can see all the connections related to all the sources, targets, any lookups, everything you can see here. Okay, clear? Got it or any doubts here?
Oh,
So now you got the difference between different parameters that we use and how to
Yeah.
define the source database connection, target database connection.
Yeah.
How you can change on the fly within the parameter file itself.
You can just write
Now,
the
now you need to just give it. So what is the format that you need to follow? You have to give within square brackets, you have to give your session name, or you can follow your training folder, and then you have to give your workflow name, and then you have to give your session name. You can follow that one as well. Instead of that, you can follow this one as well. It is very simple. Okay.
Yeah.
And now here, let me do this. I'm changing target connection as this source connection as this one. Now I'll run the session. What will happen now?
it will fail.
It will fail. That's what you're saying. Let me check if it will fail or it is not failed. Why it is not failed? If you go here, what is your source connection? TGT, right? Source connection is TGT. And if you refer in the parameter file, what is TG referring to? TGT referring to
Saved.
source dev2. So here this will be replaced here in source, right? So source is pointed to source only, no? Just the naming is giving something different. Naming it is saying like target, but this target is referred to your source dev2 only. So your source dev2 has applied to employee 24. That's the reason it is running fine. You got the difference?
Yeah.
Now, did I do any changes here within the mapping? No, right? Within the parameter file, I have done some changes. So automatically it is reflecting here. Got it?
Yeah.